am super tardy on so many videos, but I'm finally getting to this one. So this video is the Marc Jacobs Highliner in Orange Crush, and I promised to do a tutorial on how I actually have been wearing it, just because, you know, orange eyeliner is just not something everybody feels comfortable with. So this is what it looks like. It's the gel eyeliner. It just came out, and it's this beautiful vivid orange. And I wear it a number of different ways. So I'm going to do like a quick overview of what I'm going to do, and then I'll do it. And I start out with nothing on either side, just because for me it actually helps when I watch someone do it twice, because sometimes the first time I just miss something. So the video is going to be a little bit long, and that's just the way it goes. But you can always, I don't know, skip through parts of it or focus on what you want. And I will explain right now what I'm going to do. So when I was playing around with this, there are a lot of different things you can do with an orange eyeliner. This has some shimmer in it, noticeable shimmer. So the problem with something like this is balancing everything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a matte blush, and I've got a matte lip color on right now. And then with the matte blush, I'm going to do like a little bit of a shimmery blush on top of it. If you do a matte on your lips and you've got the shimmer on your eyes, then do a matte or a matte and shimmer on your cheeks. If you do something on your lips that's not a matte, that's got some shimmer in it, then you should just do the matte on your cheeks and not do the shimmer on your cheeks as well as your eyes, because it's just going to be too much shimmer. And the shimmer in this is just so beautiful. It's got like little bits of glistening orange and pink and silver, so you don't want to miss out on that. You really want to draw the attention to the eyes. And I also feel like orange is one of those colors that makes your eyes really pop. Regardless of what color your eyes are, it just draws attention, and it's also natural looking enough, but we don't expect to see orange on the eyes. So it's actually one of my favorite colors on almost every eye color, just because it gets that attention drawn there. It's bright, but you can also mute down the rest of the face so that you don't look overdone. Right now on my lips, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution in Very Victoria. And this one is a little bit pinker than I would have thought I would use for this video, but I put it on the first time I was playing around with the look, and I really liked it. So on me, it's a matte, and it does look kind of like a natural lip color. It looks like this is just my natural lip color, which is what I like about it. It's a little bit pink. Some other ones that would work, there is the Naked Kate by Charlotte Tilbury, which is not a matte, so don't put the shimmer on the cheeks, which is a little bit more orange. The Raquel from NARS Audacious line is a really good one for me, but it's not so great on everyone else. But that on me is almost a perfect nude. But some people have had issues with it being off color. I don't understand that. But another one, Dose of Colors, has Angelic, and then they also have Poise. Those are two great nudes for me that are a little bit more matte. But really, a nude lip is something that everyone has to figure out for themselves, just because it's so dependent, and like so dependent on your own coloring, because you can get that kind of zombie eye or zombie effect. But I found that when I play up my eyes, I really, especially with orange, I don't want something too orange, too coral on my lips, or I just look, I don't know, like an orange. I look overdone, or a pumpkin or something. So nude lip, slightly orange cheeks, shimmer or not, depending on the lip. And then I'm gonna do shimmer on the eyes, but you don't have to. You can just use this liner all by itself, and it's super pretty. And then the other thing that I'm gonna do is, unlike my dependence sometimes on black eyeliner and black mascara, I'm gonna go with browns, because I just like them so much better with orange. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this, and and line my eyes. I don't like the way I look when I align my entire bottom lash line, but when it's a lighter color like this, I actually can do it. What I will often do with a darker color is I'll kind of gradiate an eyeshadow out. But with this one, I'm just going to do the orange all by itself. And the thing about the Marc Jacobs gels is that you have control over how long you want the point to be. And so I'm actually going to do the whole eye. And one thing about orange is, as I was looking for shadows to pair with it, because I'm going to bring in an orange shadow, a lot of orange eyeshadows are not labeled as eyeshadows, they're labeled as blush. because the pigment in them that's used to color them isn't FDA approved on the eyes. Inglot is actually one brand that has tons of really beautiful different eye colors, eyeshadows, and they use FDA approved dyes. The one I'm going to use in this video is not FDA approved and is labeled as a blush not for use in the eye area. I use them selectively anyway, and you can see I'm drawing a little bit of a thicker line because I want the color to show up. I'm not just trying to line in the lashes, I'm actually trying to get the color itself to show up, so the line's a little bit thicker and more noticeable than I would do with a darker eyeliner. But anyway, the eyeshadow I'm going to use is not FDA approved for use on the eyes, but that is a US distinction. In Europe, a lot of these colors are actually used on the eyes, and that's why they're sold kind of as eyeshadow slash blushes. So we have that. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually wait to put the brown on my inner upper waterline right here. And I'm going to wait just so you can see the way that it looks without it, because you can do a really kind of natural and muted look without putting the brown. I'm going to use the brown, and I would use the brown personally, because I feel like when I do oranges, pinks, reds, yellows, sometimes even purples if they've got a real pink base to them, I feel like I get that red eye rabbit kind of a look unless I put a little bit of definition with a black or a darker brown. So we have the eyeliner on, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this is from the Makeup Forever 30-year anniversary palette. So what I'm going to do is ME122, which is just kind of a neutral shimmery vanilla kind of color. And I'm going to put that, get my little mirror here, I'm going to put that right under here. And this is one of those looks that, I don't know, some people say it's outdated, you don't need to do that anymore. I tend to disagree. I actually prefer, I kind of was converted to the idea that you kind of want to even out the entire eyelid. So you can skip this stage if you agree that that's kind of outdated. So anyway, the shade that I used, I'm going to show you right here. And then I'm going to use the shimmery gold. So the gold that I'm using is ME512. So again, Makeup Forever. And so this is a neutral gold. And I don't want a gold. I like the gold and orange together, but I don't want a gold that's either too kind of bold, deep, dark, warm, or even, you know, honestly too cool. This one's a little bit of a neutral, and it's a lighter gold, and I really like the way that plays with, and I'm brushing it on the lid and into the crease just a little bit. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of the gold in the inner part of the eye here. And that's just to make the orange a little less bold there, kind of mute it out so that I get a gradiated effect. And so you can still see the orange is pretty bold. It's not quite as strong. Then I'm going to take a little brush like this. So those were just softer shadow brushes. I like the ones with a point that are kind of thin. They're a little bit harder just because I like the precision. And now I'm going to apply some orange. And this is, let's see, I-746. So it's this kind of a color right here. So it's kind of a corally orange, which is really what I think the Marc Jacobs liner is as well. And I'm going to brush it into the outer crease first. So you can see it matches the liner actually quite well. And I'm using a shading, I don't know, I love this kind of a brush just because I don't like super hard lines, and this one decreases my blending time because it already starts creating a line. Now I always have a problem in this outer corner. I can never get that line to go straight. So I'm going to pay extra attention there, and then I'm just going to go into the crease. And I'm only taking a little bit of the orange on my brush because I don't want too much. It's a super vivid color, and I'm going to have to blend it out anyway, but I don't want to start with too much orange. Now this one is a little bit more coral than the orange in the Marc Jacobs eyeliner, but for me, I don't know, it just works better. Too much kind of carroty color on my eyes. I'm not loving. So as I go in, I'm putting less and less. So if I start blending from the outer part, I use up a lot of the shadow before I get in here, but I just get a soft touch of that orange, defining my crease a little bit. You can see it's kind of bright. This is a very simple look. So that's all I'm going to do. You can build it up and make it a lot darker. The other thing that you can do is you can start mixing blues in with the orange. Anytime you have the orange, it looks beautiful with blues, and that's what Yves Saint Laurent did last summer. And what I did there actually was I lined the eyes in blue, and then I put the orange in the crease, because I think orange in the crease really just, I don't know, it makes your eye color pop. And you can also mix in the browns, so you can gradate gold, orange to open up the inner part of your eyes, and then brown on the out to get a really pretty smoky eye. But that's not what I'm doing in this video. I'm just doing a more of a day look. So now I've already got the eyeliner, I've already got my eyes kind of opened up. Is it a little too orange? Well, I don't know, a little too orange, but I do know that there are a few little tweaks I want to make. So I'm taking the first shadow that I put up here, and I'm just going to put that in the inner corner of my eye, just because I don't like too much red or orange or whatever in the inner corner of my eye, and it'll open it up, kind of brighten it. Then I'm going to take my, if I can find it, where is it? You know, as much as you try to be super slick on these videos, sometimes you just mess it up. And I know I put it in here and I can't find it. So we're going to pause the video for 1 second. I'm back. I got my black brown coal. What is it? It's called, this is a black coffee Le Crayon Coal from Lancome. And if you notice here, because this shadow, I wanted to point this out, because the shadow has a little bit more of a pink tone to it, that's why the pink on the lip works. If I had done just a more of a carroty kind of an orange in the crease, I wouldn't have liked it as much on me. Quite frankly, it would have been too carroty. But also I would have needed to do a nude that had more orange, less pink than the one I've got. And also I would be even less likely to do a coral on the lips, because then I would have really looked like a carrot. So now I'm going to put the brown in here. I'm only going to do it on one of the eyes. You can see the difference when I'm done with the mascara and everything else. But I'm putting in the upper waterline, and it's a brown coal. And on me, the reason I like the Lancome so much, and this seems to be like the only eye pencil I use, God, you can just see the difference. This one looks way more rabbity than this one, is because, first of all, it tends to wear better than any of the other eyeliners that I put on my upper waterline. But then also it kind of migrates a little bit down here because it's a coal, it's a softer look. And so I just get kind of a soft bit of color right on my lower waterline, but not quite as harsh or hard as the full lining of that would look. So now I'm using my Gucci mascara in brown, and I love this mascara, but I'm gonna mess it up because you're supposed to rotate it, and I just can't do it. But the brown looks a lot softer than the black with orange. I find that black and orange does start having kind of a Halloween vibe that doesn't work for me. But the brown, then you get this great, rich, warm kind of look. If you have super cool coloring, would I do the black? You know what, even if you've got super cool coloring, I wouldn't. I'd just be really careful with the rest of your look to keep it cooler toned. I would do the brown. If you go super, super, super cool, orange might not be the shade for you anyway. Alright, so I'm just gonna I'm not gonna like put the second coat of mascara on, which I usually do. But again, wow, look at the difference between having the brown and not having the brown. I so like this side better. Now I'm gonna do my blushes and then I'm done. It's not gonna be quite as long a video as I thought. The other thing that you can do is you can mix some brown eyeshadow into the outer corner and into the crease with the orange, and that makes for a great night look. And I might actually do that at the end on one side just so you can see it, but let's do the blushes first. So now I'm going to do an Etude House Peach Chew blush, just because I love this. The Korean matte blushes, I think they're just the best, and this is just one of the best ever. And so I'm going to apply this. I like doing it on the cheeks, but you know, you can do kind of in your cheekbone kind of thing. But for me, I much prefer just putting it on the apple of my cheeks and dotting it on. Just, it works. And so I'm not going to put too much on, just enough. And then what I have here is a Privia, and the last two blushes are on my website, Essential Beauty, if you're curious. This is a Privia blush that's kind of like a highlight blush, which has got some gold shimmer in it. And I'm just going to put a little to kind of glow. See what a difference it makes just with that glow that I'm getting from putting just that little bit of kind of gold and orange blush mixed together. Now I'm going to reach back down to get my Makeup Forever shadows again. And then, and I did play around with this look as well, I'm taking, which brown did I use before? I'm just going to take this shimmery bronzy brown right here, which is ME654. You could use a matte, you could use anything you want. I like this one, so I'm going to play around with it. And I'm just going to take, what brush will I take? This was kind of a last minute addition. I'm going to take a smaller brush like this. And I'm just going to do it on one side so you can see the difference it makes. So this is kind of a coppery kind of a brown. Now I'm going to start working it in just to the very outer corners. And just a little bit into the crease and then blending. You know, you can use a brush or fingers, whatever you work best with. And then you get a totally different look. And that's not perfectly blended, but you can see what I mean. So anyway, that is how I have been working with and playing with my Marc Jacobs, what is it? Orange Crush Highliner. And I just wanted, I know people are sometimes scared off by oranges, pinks, all those crazy colors, reds, yellows, but I think they're fun, so I just thought it'd be fun to do a video on this. And so I apologize it's taken so long to get up, but I've just been super busy. That's it. I would love to hear comments, suggestions. I got a couple of these highliners. I thought they were gorgeous, so if I missed like the best color, please let me know. And please subscribe on YouTube. It really does help me a lot, so I would appreciate that. And a video. Thank you very, very much, and happy almost summer, right? Bye.